The balance of global power may be shifting, and it is not happening in Washington, Beijing, or Moscow. It may be unfolding in the narrow waters of the Strait of Hormuz, leading to a critical question through the control of the world's energy lifeline. Is the war in West Asia turning Iran into a new global power? Because Iran's Revolutionary Guards have issued a stark warning. The IRGC says the Strait of Hormuz will, quote, never return to its former state. And this is not just rhetoric. This is also declaration of a new security order in the Persian Gulf by the IRGC, where Iran holds unprecedented leverage over global energy flows. Now, experts say that for decades, the assumption for global power came from GDP size and military strength. But that assumption, they say, is now under strain. Iran is emerging as a global power simply because it controls the most critical oil choke points on Earth. Nearly 20% of the world's oil passes through this very Strait of Hormuz. And right now, that flow is under severe stress. Shipping has slowed to a trickle. Risk premiums are soaring. Insurance markets are tightening. And Iran understands this leverage. It has made it clear that the strait will only fully reopen on its own terms. If damages from the war are fully compensated from a portion of toll revenues through Strait of Hormuz, and the situation could escalate further. Now, if U.S. President Donald Trump strikes Iranian energy infrastructure, Tehran's allies like the Houthis are expected to respond by expanding this war into another critical choke point, the Bab al-Mandeb Strait. This narrow passage connects the Indian Ocean to the Mediterranean and carries up to 6 million barrels of oil daily, or around 5% of global oil supply annually. So if both Hormuz and Bab al-Mandeb are disrupted simultaneously, well, nearly a quarter of the global oil supply could face disruption, and the consequences would be immediate, potentially triggering a cascading energy shock. Oil prices could potentially surge toward $200 per barrel. Inflation could rise across continents, while supply chains and markets could spiral as well. And there is precedent to this. Following the war in Gaza, in solidarity with Palestine between 2023 and 25, Houthi attacks in the Red Sea led to shipping lines being rerouted via the Cape of Good Hope, adding 10 to 15 days to the journeys, increasing fuel costs by 30 to 40% per voyage, and pushing freight rates to 2 to 3 times the normal levels on the Asia-Europe routes. Now imagine that disruption multiplied across multiple choke points, that too at a time when the Gulf is already reeling under pressure. Strikes, remember, have targeted LNG hubs, mega refineries, and key export routes, hitting the very heart of global energy system. So this is no longer just a war in West Asia. This is a battle over the arteries of the global economy. And Iran, by tightening its grip on the Strait of Hormuz and other global choke points, may be redefining what it means to be a world power.